Hare Krishna. What's your name? Richa. Welcome. Hare Krishna. What is your friend's name? Who's sitting on the couch? Who's sitting on the couch there? You want to call her? You want to come sit here?
Lakshmi, want to see you?
Come. No. We had her friend here. Maitra, you want to come down as well? Before we start, just a minute. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. So we are going to be singing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So would somebody like to share why we sing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in this yoga? Yes, Parth.
So why we sing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is because in all other yugas you could do some like meditating or you could do fire sacrifices, but in this yuga we can't hold our breath or we can't do really long fire sacrifices for so long. So Krishna has given us an easy way to go back to him. So that is why we sing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Very nice. So when we sing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, what happens? Does anybody know what happens? Yes.
So it goes into our ear and it goes into our heart.
Little louder.
So it goes from our ear into our heart and it cleanses our heart.
Cleanses our heart. Cleanses our heart of what? Pranav?
Our sins.
Our past sins, our conditioning. What conditionings are our soul covered with? Priyanka? The three modes.
Ego,
Mode of goodness.
mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance.
So when we come down, when we come into this material world, we get covered by three modes, which are the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. Now, when we get covered by those three modes, we actually forget who we actually are, right? We are an eternal servant of Krishna, and we have an eternal relationship with Krishna, which we have now forgotten. And we have forgotten because of those coverings, right? And those coverings can be taken away, can be cleansed when we chant the holy name, right? And when that holy name comes into our heart through our ear, that actually removes those coverings, and then we're able to remember who we actually are, right? So in this yuga, which is called the Kali Yuga, in this yuga, the only way for us to be able to remove those coverings is by chanting the holy name, right? It's called Harinam Sankirtan. So Harinam Sankirtan is when we actually chant in association of devotees. All the devotees who are here, when we chant together, then loudly we are able to call out Krishna's name. Yes? So that is what we're going to do now. Okay? So I would request if everyone can please close your eyes, and we want to go deep into the holy name. Only when you are able to hear the holy name, your voice, that voice is very, very powerful, and that can actually cleanse our hearts. Okay? So let us have a nice meditative mood, and we are able to go deep. Everyone can please close your eyes. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Everyone. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसा परिव्राजकाचार्य अस्तोतर सदश्री श्रीमद एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसा परिव्राजकाचार्य अस्तोतर सदश्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम और श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की टैगोर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Gurukule श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी की नामे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य दीक्षाधारिणे Hare Krishna everyone. If we can have everybody come a little bit closer, we have some devotees in the back. Anish, why don't you come in front? Hare Krishna, how are you, Abhiram? Hare Krishna said. Srila is also here. Srilasya is here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Bhagat is here. Where's your brother? He's back there. No, he's Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, before we start, because we have so many, new faces, what I would request is everybody find somebody who you don't know, and you're going to share your name, what you do, and you're going to ask them what was something interesting from their week today. Yes? You're going to find somebody who you don't know. I'm sure you know, and then you're going to ask them their name, what they do, and something interesting from their week today. And can I have somebody keep time for me? We're going to give 5 minutes. Yes? Okay, Sid is going to be a timer. Okay.
Thank you.
Your time starts now.
Okay.
Right. No, find somebody else. Find somebody else. Thank you. Does everybody have a partner? Everyone find a partner. Find somebody. So find somebody else who has an interesting story.
Hey, Papa, I know somebody's name.
Good, very nice.
Yeah, I know.
Find somebody else if you don't know somebody. Go find somebody else. If you have somebody else, you can go find somebody else. Move it anywhere. Move it anywhere you want. I see few devotees just sitting alone. Find somebody, Haripol. No sitting alone. Find somebody.
Okay, I found you.
Go find Anish. Talk to Anish. How are you, Mataji? Okay, Haribol. Everybody find a seat now.
Find a seat, everybody.
Everybody come closer.
Oh, I'm here.
So we are gonna take Haribol. If you can hear me, please raise your hands. Okay, everybody come a little closer. Don't be afraid, Anish. Ivan, come closer, please. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we're gonna take seven who are gonna share who they met and something interesting from their life. 7. Okay, Maitreya is first. Yes.
I met Anish.
You met Anish, okay?
Yeah. He took the STAR test.
Took it on Tuesday. Which STAR test was it? English, reading, math, science? ILA. Okay, very good. Okay, second person. Raghu Prabhu. Who did you meet? You met Vivan. Okay, what was interesting from his life? His wait. Huh? No, there was enough time. It was 5 minutes.
No, because I met first and then from Q1.
Okay, fine.
Abhijit also met.
Okay, Mataji. Who did you meet?
I met Mataji.
Okay, what is Mataji's name?
Mataji's name is Kasturi.
Kasturi Mataji. Okay.
Kasturi, and she is Padma Mataji's.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
So I was just asking how that routine goes in the day. She was talking.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Lalita. Whom did you speak to?
I met Lasya.
Okay, Shilasya.
Go to school and she took my STAR test.
So that was the interesting thing. Very nice.
Interesting in a bad way, probably. They all hit the star.
Okay, Shweta Mataji. Whom did you meet? Okay. What was interesting from Mataji's week? Listen, everybody listen, please. So you did not speak about interesting items. Oh, Mataji. Everything was interesting. Right?
Yeah.
Everything was
Everything was
interesting.
interesting.
Very nice. Okay. Yes, Mataji.
I met Richa Mataji.
Richa Mataji.
And I talked to Priyanka also.
Okay.
So,
Wow. So what was
Richa
it?
Mataji, her daughter said, sorry for the first time today.
Wow.
Terrible 2s and 3s. So she's
Yeah.
Very nice.
Number 3.
a big relief for her.
Very nice.
And Priyanka, it's very nice talking to her.
What was
I got
interesting?
her kirtan.
Once she kept on like saying like I did a good kirtan, and we were talking about like when we moved from the Midwest here to Texas, and it was very nice.
Very nice. Yeah. Anybody else would like to share? Pranav, yes.
I met Anish and
Anish.
Abhiram.
Okay. And oh, both the brothers. So what was their interesting thing which they shared? Yes, and Abhiram's?
I didn't get
You didn't get to. Okay, so during Prashadam you can know more. Yes, Parth.
So I met Raghu Prabhu,
Raghu Prabhu.
and the interesting fact was that he learned a lot in his job.
Wow, very nice. What about you, Lohit? Whom did you meet?
Forgot the name,
Which
right?
Prabhu?
I know, I forgot the name.
You can ask Prabhu again.
I met Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu, yeah?
Yeah, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. And the interesting fact in him is he interviews people from India.
Interviews people from India. Wow.
Ew.
Interviewing is so much fun, right?
That was interesting facts from people, the way they do, like video, camera, somebody else talking,
Yes,
all kinds of things. It's a first time for me.
All right. So today we're going to continue our reading from the Bhakti Vriksha manual. We're on week number 14. I'd sent out the PDF to everyone. Does everybody have it? If you don't, can you please share with everyone who doesn't have it? If you don't have a device, find somebody who has a device.
I have a device. Yeah, I have a device right here. The biggest device.
Okay. Did everybody get the material? You can share with Anish. Okay. So everybody is going to pay attention because I'm going to ask devotees to read. Yes? Everybody has access? Okay. So let us start with Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu, start.
The nectar of the holy name.
Everybody can hear, Prabhu? Yes? Okay.
Lord Chaitanya introduced the Maha Mantra to counteract the philosophy of impersonalism. Lord Chaitanya took Prakashananda Saraswati. The Mayavada.
Sorry. One second, Prabhuji. Can somebody help the kids, Mataji? I have some material for the kids. You would not? Yes, Mataji. Shweta Mataji, look. Yes. So Mataji. You can start with the story, Mataji, for them. You can start with Krishna's Leela, and then you can ask them some questions. And continue. Okay. All right.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Okay. We'll restart.
Okay.
Yes.
The nectar of the holy name. Lord Chaitanya introduced the Maha Mantra to counteract the philosophy of impersonalism. Lord Chaitanya to Prakashananda Saraswati, the Mayavada philosophy is so degraded that it has taken the insignificant living entities to be the Lord, the supreme truth, thus covering the glory and supremacy of the absolute truth with monism.
So first question, Prabhu, for you is what is Mayavad philosophy?
Mayavad philosophy is there is no God and you are yourself God.
You are God, right? So
Because obviously we are all in this Kali Yuga, the entity because of the nature of the material nature, we forgot who we are, our original position, and so everybody thinks, because of
we are God, right?
God.
Right. Okay. So So for us to not be able to understand this, that we are God, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he came down and he spread the holy name, right? Okay, let's continue, Prabhuji.
Sripad,
One second, Abhiram, why don't you go for the kids program? You'll really enjoy it. Thank you. And then, and then you can share with us what you learned. Okay. Thank you.
should I continue, Prabhu, or you want
Yes.
to-
Okay. Go ahead. Next.
Second.
Sripad Shankaracharya purposely claimed the Jivatattva or living entities to be equal to the Supreme God.
Okay.
Therefore,
Okay. So, what did you understand? What are the Jiva Tattva?
living entities.
So we are all Jiva Tattvas, right? How many Tattvas are there?
8 million.
How many Tattvas are there, Shri Gopika Mataji? 3. Right? What are the 3 Tattvas? Tattvas.
You said living entities. There's like 8 billion.
Jiva Tattva, then Tathastha Shakti, right? That is a Tathastha Shakti. Then we have Krishna, right? Who is the Vishnu Tattva. And then we have the material, which is the other Tattva. So 3 Tattvas are there. Okay? Jiva Tattva is us, right? We are the material energy, right? Then we have the spiritual energy, right? That is coming from Krishna. And then we actually have the material energy. So 3 energies, that is called the Tattvas. Okay? So because we are the Jiva Tattva, we get covered by the material energy. For us to be able to come out of this material energy and to understand that we are a spirit spark, we are a spirit spark coming from Krishna, that we have to try to uncover. How do we uncover that? In each yuga, there is a certain process which we have to follow. And in the Kali Yuga, the process is Harinam Sankirtan. Okay. So, Sripad Shankaracharya, he was actually given this mission to actually spread the Mayavad philosophy. Okay. There was a reason why he came to spread the Mayavad philosophy. We'll understand some more. Yes. Ravi Prabhu.
Therefore, his entire philosophy is based on a misunderstanding of human. Therefore, his entire philosophy is based on misunderstanding, and it misguides people to become atheists whose mission in life is
Unfulfilled.
unfulfilled.
Okay. Okay. Lohit, would you like to read?
Okay.
We'll go. Everybody will get a chance.
The mission of human life described in Bhagavad Gita is to surrender unto the Supreme Lord and become his devotee. The Mayavada philosophy is used one to defy the existence of Supreme Personality of Godhead and pose oneself as the Supreme Lord.
Okay, Ravi Prabhu.
Thus, it has misguided hundreds and thousands of innocent minds. The Mayavada philosophy, misguiding people by claiming the living entity to be the Lord, has created the havoc throughout the entire world and led amongst everyone to godless.
So one thing here, what have we read so far is that what is Mayavad philosophy? Mayavad philosophy is that we start to understand that we are God.
Like,
Are we God?
no.
We are not God. Correct? Who is God?
Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Why is he God? How do we understand that he is God? Yes? Because through his pastimes, and we know that everything is actually emanating from Krishna. Everything is an energy of Krishna, right? We also just read about the different tattvas, right? Okay, yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. So, we understand that everything is emanating from Krishna, okay? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, what we have to now understand is how do we actually come out of this covering that we are God, right? We actually see so many people start to claim that they are God, correct? But that is a misconception. We have to try to eliminate that. How do we eliminate that? Now we are going to read some more. Ravi Prabhu. That Ravi Prabhu.
Thus, it has misguided the hundreds and thousands of innocent men. The Mayavati philosophy, misguiding people by claiming that the divine entity to be the Lord, has created havoc throughout the entire world and yet moved everyone to godless. By thus covering the glories of the Supreme Lord, the Mayavati philosophers have done the greatest disservice to the human society. It is to counterattack these most abnormal activities of the Mayavati philosophers. The Lord Chaitanya has introduced the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Which is Harer Nama, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastaiva Gatir Anyata. So, how many times was Harer Nam in the verse? 3 times, right? And by that, what happens? Kalo Nastaiva Gatir Anyatha. Okay, let us see what it means. No, let Sai Prabhu read. Sai Prabhu.
In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way.
Yes. So in this age, what is this age? The Kali Yuga. This Kali Yuga is an age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Do we see that around us?
Yes.
Right? People are quarreling. Are people hypocritic too?
Yes.
They are, right? What does hypocrisy mean, Nainika?
Hypocrisy is like when you say something, then you do that exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like when you tell someone, I don't like you because you believe you're a hypocrite.
Did everybody hear? Yes. Right? So we see people around us who are hypocritical. Are we hypocritic? Are we hypocrites sometimes? We are. Right? Do we quarrel?
Yes.
We quarrel too. Right? So this is within us also. Right? So, and we start to think that other people, they are wrong. Correct? So we have to first start with ourselves. Right? So this is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Right? And how do we actually get out of that? The only way is by chanting the holy name. Right? Because that is the Yuga Dharma. Right? Okay, let's Pranav.
People should simply engage in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, for thus they will gradually come to understand that they are not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as they have been taught by the Mayavadi philosophers, but are eternal servants of the Lord. As soon as one engages himself in the transcendental service of the Lord, he becomes free.
Go ahead.
Mam cha yogya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatite tan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Yes. So one who engages in full devotional service, right? What are some examples of devotional service?
Worship.
Devotional service.
What are some examples of devotional service?
One of the main ones being chanting,
Chanting, yes.
Performing deity worship,
honoring prasadam,
listening and speaking about
pastimes, right? And reading. What else? Preaching, right? Did we say deity worship?
Yes.
You said deity worship, right? What are the 5 main things?
Chanting
the holy name,
reading,
deity worship,
honoring, prasadam,
hearing, associating with devotees, and
keeping your
ensuring that your house is
like Vrindavan.
like Vrindavan, right? There are 64 items of devotional service. Out of that, 5 our acharyas have said which are most important, and we should try to do that every day. Are you okay? Right? 5 main things are important. When we do those 5 things, what happens? We read, right? One who engages in full devotional service, that person does not fall down in any circumstance. What is the fall down? Being quarreling, hypocrisy, right? At that time, one transcends the mode of material nature, right? And then we come to the level of Brahman. Okay, let's read the next. Yes, part you want to read? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Therefore, the Hare Krishna movement or Krishna conscious movement is the only light for the foolish living entities who think either they that there is no God, or that if God exists, He is formless and they themselves are also God. These misconceptions are very dangerous, and the only way to counteract them is to spread the Hare Krishna movement.
Yeah. So the problem is that we all start to think that we are the supreme, right? We start to feel that everybody around us, they have to listen to me, right? What I am saying is actually correct. People around me have to serve me. I am the boss. And the problem is everybody is thinking like that, right? That's when we actually have quarrel and hypocrisy. But when we come to the point that we are actually a spirit spark, we are an eternal servant of Krishna, right? That is our eternal position. All these designations which are around us are just temporary. Then we understand that we are actually here to serve everyone. Okay, let's go to the next passage for discussion. Is it your turn? Yes. Go ahead.
Passage for
So for this, we actually have 3 or 4 people who are actually saying this. So we will have Prabhupada, we'll have somebody say Srila Prabhupada. You want to say Srila Prabhupada? Okay. Then Dr. Singh can be Nainika.
Dr. Singh.
Karandar Das Adhikari can be Sri Lasya.
Deep voice. Deep voice.
And Brahmanand Swami can be Priyanka. Yes?
What about other students?
We'll come to that. Okay. Okay, please listen. Sit properly first. Yes.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Okay.
Passage for discussion. Darwinism extinct? Yeah, okay. Conversation. Okay. Yeah, conversation. Srila Prabhupada is accompanied by Dr. Singh, Karandara Dasa Adhikari, Brahmananda Swami, and other students. Recorded on April 19, 1973 in Cheviot Post Park, Los Angeles. Okay. This material world is a composition of 3 qualities: sattva, rajas, and tamas. Goodness, passion, and ignorance, which are working everywhere. These 3 qualities are present in various proportions in all species of life. For example, some trees produce nice fruit, while others are simply meant for fuel. This is due to the association of particular qualities in nature. Among animals also, these 3 qualities are present. The cow is in the quality of goodness, the lion is in passion, the monkey is in ignorance. According to Darwin, Darwin's father is a monkey. Laughter. He's theorized foolishly.
So here what Srila Prabhupada is saying is that there are 3 modes, right? Mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, right? And everywhere around us, when we look around, we will see all these 3 modes, right? Here Srila Prabhupada has given example of trees, he's given example of animals, and we also have these qualities in people, right? So now let us see what Dr. Singh says. Yes.
Darwin has said that some species become extinct in the struggle for survival. Those which are not capable of surviving will survive, but those which are not will become extinct. So he says survival and extinction go side by side.
Nothing is extinct. The monkey is not extinct. Darwin's immediate forefather, the monkey, is still extinct.
Darwin said there must be a natural selection. The selection means choice, so who is choosing?
That must be a person who is allowing someone to survive and someone to be killed. There must be some authority with discretion to give such an order. That is our first proposition. Who that authority is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Maya Nature is working under my supervision.
Darwin also says that
Little louder, please.
Darwin also says that the different species were not created
Simultaneously.
but evolved gradually.
Then what is his explanation for how the process of evolution began, Karandara? Modern proponents of Darwinism say that the first living organism was created chemically.
Okay, we're going to change Srila Prabhupada. So we're gonna have Abhinav Prabhu say Srila Prabhupada.
As I say to them.
And I say to them, if life originated from chemicals and if your science is so advanced, then why can't you create life biochemically in your laboratories?
They say they will create life in the future.
What future? When this crucial point is raised, they reply, we shall do it in the future. Why in the future? That is nonsense. Trust no future, however present. If they are so advanced, they must demonstrate now how life can be created from chemicals. Otherwise, what is the meaning of their advancement? They are talking nonsense.
So now this is the future, right? Since Srila Prabhupada has said. So now, question is, are scientists able to create life in the laboratories?
No.
They can't, right? Do you all agree with this point? Can you create life in the lab?
No.
Nanika, sure?
Well, like, not humans.
Yeah, not so. Who can you create? Any life.
The thing is, like,
Let her give her a minute. Yes.
can you like create from scratch?
You cannot create life from scratch. Are we all? Do we all agree with that? Right? Yes. Okay.
It's just life can be treated as babies exist.
Right. So an example which Sid is giving is about test tube babies, right? But for that also to exist, we actually need, right? We need some process.
Those are
right?
like the natural.
On your own, you cannot create life, right? So what Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain is that there is somebody who's actually the father of everything, right? That person is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Okay, Karandhar.
They say that they are right on the verge of creating life.
That's only a different way of saying the same thing. In the future, the scientists must admit that they still do not know the origin of life. Their claim that they will soon prove a chemical origin of life is something like paying someone with a post-dated check. Suppose I give you a post-dated check for $10,000, but I actually have no money. What is the value of that check? Scientists are claiming that their science is wonderful, but when a practical example is wanted, they say they will provide it in the future. Suppose I say that I possess $1 million, and when you ask me for some money, I say yes, I will now give you a big post-dated check. Is that all right? If you are intelligent, you will reply, at present, give me at least $5 in cash so that I can see something tangible. Similarly, the scientists cannot produce even a single blade of grass in their laboratories, yet they are claiming that the life is produced from chemicals. What is this nonsense? Is no one questioning this?
They say that life is produced by chemical laws.
As soon as there is a law, we must take into consideration that someone made the law. Despite all their so-called advancement, the scientists in the laboratories cannot produce even a blade of grass. What kind of scientists are they?
They say that in the ultimate analysis, everything came from matter. Living matter came from non-living matter.
Then where is this living matter coming from now? Do the scientists say that life came from matter in the past but does not in the present? Where is the ant coming from now? From the dirt?
Dr. Singh.
In fact, there are several theories explaining how life originated from matter, how living matter came from the non-living.
All right, scientist, why is life not coming from matter now, you rascal? Why isn't life coming from matter now? Actually, some scientists are rascals. They childishly say that came from the matter, although that although they are not at all able to prove it. Our Krishna consciousness movement should expose all these rascals. They are only bluffing. Why don't they create life immediately? In the past, they say life arose from matter, and they say that this will happen again in the future. They even say that they will create life from matter. What kind of a theory is this? They have already commented that life began from matter. That refers to the past, began. Then why do they now speak of the future? Is it not contradictory? They are expecting the past to occur in the future. This is childish
Okay,
nonsense.
let's take a little pause.
Can I
So,
be sure?
so Abhinav Prabhu, can you summarize so far what have we heard?
So Prabhupada is actually contradicting the theories that scientists have put together, how life has evolved and life was created. Earlier scientists used to say that the life has evolved from a chemical reaction. Some claims that it is coming from matter. So Prabhupada is giving examples from scriptures saying that somebody, rather Krishna, who is the originator, is the father of everyone, is actually creating all these lives, then as contradictory to what scientists claim that it is all a result of a chemical reaction.
Okay, everybody is good so far. Okay, let us have Anish now read for Srila Prabhupada. So Karandar, you can continue.
They say that life arose from matter in the past and that they will create life this way in the future.
What is this nonsense? If they cannot prove that life arises from matter in the present, how do they know that life? How do they know life arose this way in the past?
They are assuming.
Everyone can assume, but this is not science. Everyone can assume something. You can assume something. I can assume something. But there must be proof. We can prove that life arises from life. For example, a father begets a child. The father is living and the child is living. But where is the proof? Where is there proof that a father can be a dead stone? Where is there proof? We can easily prove that life begins from life, and the original life is Krishna. That also can be proven. But what evidence exists that a child is born of stone? They cannot actually prove that life comes from matter. They are leaving that aside for the future.
The scientists say that they can now formulate acids, amino acids, that are almost like one-celled living organisms. They say that because these acids so closely resemble living beings, there must be just one missing link needed before they can create life.
Nonsense. Missing link. I'll challenge them to their face. They are missing this challenge. The missing link is this challenge to their face. Nobel Prize for an act.
Dr. Singh.
Dr. Singh. Some science.
No.
That's why it's perfect.
No.
Yeah,
Paper statement only.
Some scientists hope that in the future they'll be able to make babies in test tubes.
Test tubes?
Yes, they intend to combine male and female elements in biological laboratories.
If they begin with living entities, what is the purpose of the test tube? It is only a place for combination, but so is the womb. Where is the credit for the scientists if this is already being done in nature's test?
Are we understanding? Right?
Yeah.
What was Srila Prabhupada saying? So Karandar is saying that, we can actually create babies in test tubes, right? In the labs. But Srila Prabhupada's argument is, but even to do that, it is just mixing. They're just mixing in the lab. But they're actually getting that from life, right? Okay.
It's already being done by nature. But when some scientist does it, people will give him the Nobel Prize.
Yes, that is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Swavid Varahostra Karaihe Samstita Purusha Pasu. This verse indicates that those who praise men who are like animals are no better than dogs, hogs, camels, and asses. Swa means dog. Vidvaraha means stool-eating hog. Ustra means camel, and Kara means ass. If the Nobel Prize is given to a scientist who is a rascal, the men on the committee who give him that prize are no better than dogs, hogs, camels, and asses. We don't accept them as human beings. One animal is praised by another animal. Where's the credit in that? If the men on the committee are no better than animals, anyone who receives the Nobel Prize in Science is fool number one, because animals are praising him, not human beings.
For some scientists, the Nobel Prize is the ultimate.
They are rascals. They are speaking nonsense, and because they are juggling words, others are being misled.
Noble is the person who invented dynamite.
He has created great misfortune, and he has left his money for creating further misfortune.
Okay.
The Gita says that demonic people perform acts meant to destroy the world.
So life comes from life. So what we have to understand is, so Srila Prabhupada always was very forceful, right? He said it like it was. But let us try to take the essence, right? Let us take, what was the essence? Renuka Mataji, what was the essence of what we read?
So life comes from a life, from a living entity instead of a matter. And whoever believes like life is coming from matter, obviously as per Srila Prabhupada is true. So, and obviously there is a supreme force behind this, and it's Krishna.
So what would be your understanding, Mataji, when you go out, right? What would you share with people from what we just read?
So we share that there is always a supreme Lord from where we came, as from where we came, and whatever He has provided in the material nature, using that only we are living here. So we are not able to. That's what Srila Prabhupada is saying. You cannot create anything in the laboratories. So you are all the things you are doing, or whatever invention or discoveries you are doing, that is all taking from the material nature, and they are doing it. The test tube baby. So they are taking from man and the woman and mixing into the test tube instead of the womb, instead of the natural process, they are doing artificially and putting again into the womb of the mother. So everything is there. They are just using that and saying that they are creating something.
Correct.
So it's all false. So and also when they are following this Darwin theory, which is a nonsense, as Srila Prabhupada was saying, so it definitely clearly tells us that we can't create anything in the laboratories. Life is coming from the lives only. So,
Very nice. Thank you,
That's where,
Mataji.
that's where the hypocrisy also coming, Prabhu. Like, yeah, they are using the lights and they are making a life out of it, and they say that okay, we have proved and we are making something and getting a Nobel Prize for that,
Right.
which is kind of like
Correct. So our main point here is, like everybody's sharing, is that we have to understand that on our own, we are not God. Right? It comes back to the same point what we read in the first paragraph, that we are not God. Right? This passage is explaining to us that life is coming from life. Right? And that first life is actually coming from Krishna. Yes. Sanat. Right? Okay. So let us.
I want to add one
Yes,
more.
Mataji.
So here,
Can
when
you sit a
we
little
see
bit straight,
that
but that's
we are
really
not we are not a creator, the creator is the supreme Lord, then automatically we'll remember our position. Like we are just using the resources given by the Lord, and we are just posing as if that we have created something. So it's like we are showing like a false pride or false ego, everything. But once we realize the supremeness of the Lord and we see that He is the creator, then automatically we become humble and we know our position as a servant.
Hmm.
That's what I am.
Nice. So before we go to the
I
questions,
just want to add that.
yes, Prabhuji.
So the Higgs boson who got the Nobel Prize, he found finally the God particle. So he said that there's something we don't know. He called it as a God's
God
particle.
particle.
That's God's particle. That's what everything coming from.
Right? Like even now, when we actually are reading about Big Bang and they're trying to figure out actually how that Big Bang came, they come down to the point that there was a God particle.
God particle. They don't know what
Right? They
is
don't
that
know
and
what it is.
where it is. And
Exactly.
he got the Nobel Prize.
Everything has a symbol.
So
Recently, they have discovered their
did you get this last point what Prabhuji said? He came to the conclusion that there was God particle and he got the Nobel Peace Prize for that or Nobel Prize for that. Okay, sorry,
So I
Prabhuji.
was saying that they now have recently discovered that there could be more universes.
Yes.
And that to a universe is another universe is through a black hole. And so now they are discovering that all the science that we had studied when I was in school is probably incomplete and incorrect. So the point is that science also evolves like
Correct.
everything. Every point of
Absolutely.
time in mankind history, there is a science. that
Didn't we
know
read?
about and
There were 9 planets.
Yeah, now there are-
Then they became 8. Right? So science is evolving. Right? Science is evolving. So before we go to the question,
not out there.
we don't know. Yeah, they've not discovered. See, it is like with our tiny material senses, we are trying to understand who God is, who Krishna is. Right? We can't even sit here. Can we tell what the kids are learning?
Yeah, I can. I know.
because you went there, right? Can you tell me? Can you tell me like what the neighbor is doing?
What, the neighbor? Yeah.
We can't, right?
I've been there before.
So the point here is that with our tiny senses, we are not able to even find out what is happening within our own body, right? We can't even tell how our heart is moving, right? How the liver is functioning, how the lungs are actually taking oxygen, right? We cannot, right? So, and with our tiny brains, now we are trying to understand Krishna. It's not possible, right? That we have to understand. How can we actually understand? We can only understand by the association of devotees and by Shastra, right? Everything in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Like how Prabhuji is explaining, right? Already has been written by our acharyas, which is coming from Krishna himself, right? Which now scientists are slowly able to discover. So, okay, let us go to the questions. Before we go to the questions, any questions so far? What you have read or heard? Richa Mataji, anything? What you heard, which you feel like, yeah, that stuck to you?
Nothing in particular. I mean, it is a fact that we do sometimes feel that what we read in school as science is the final ultimate thing. But as we come closer to the spiritual aspect of things, as we mature over the time, we realize that things are not what we have learned and read. So, I mean, yes, what Prabhupada is saying is making a lot of sense.
Yes.
And it will be true today as it was true in 1972, and I think it will be true in the years to come. So,
That's a very important point. Like what Srila Prabhupada shared in 1970s is still true and it's going to be true, right? It's so relevant. What we are reading now is still relevant, and scientists are still trying to prove the same thing. You were saying something more? You good? Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. So let us go to the questions. Hare Krishna, Tejas, welcome. Please come. Okay, mention the headings or topics on which Srila Prabhupada disagrees with Darwin. So this question is going to go to Mataji. Mention the headings or topics on which Srila Prabhupada disagrees with Darwin.
First one, evolution.
Evolution.
Where Darwin says man evolved from a monkey. Next one, extinction. He talks about extinction.
Yes.
And that is one thing Prabhupada says somebody must make the rule as to which should survive and which should
Yes.
be extinct.
Everyone, please pay attention. Hare Krishna. That's good. Yes, Mataji. So, yeah. So two things, right? Evolution and extinction, right? Okay. All right. Next question for Mataji. You ready? Why is it wrong, Mataji, to assume that man has descended from the monkey? Why is it wrong to assume that? So Darwin said that we came from the monkeys, right? So the question is, why is it wrong for us to assume that man has descended from the monkey?
Monkeys are still there.
Are still there? Okay.
What is the question?
Question is why? So we've read in our science books, right, that
Yeah.
before that we had this Neanderthal man and all those. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I never could say
What
it.
is it?
Neanderthal.
Neolithic, right? All the
Cave
way
people,
cave people, then the monkeys. Okay, so Tejas has something to
So
share.
when Darwin read the book where he suspected that monkeys were evolving into humans, the book actually said that there was 3 animals to get a next human life, human birth, which is cow, monkey, and I don't know the other animal, tiger. And then I think that's where you got it from. I mean, that's why it's wrong.
Okay. Any other answers from what we read today?
If we assume probably the theory was correct, then all monkeys would have converted into animals or
Correct.
human beings.
Right.
If that theory was right. But turns out it changed.
Okay. So second question is for Priyanka. So Priyanka, what is Darwin's explanation of the origin of life? It's a two-parter. explain his survival of the fittest theory from the passage
From the passage.
or from your own words.
Oh, okay.
So the first question was, what is Darwin's explanation of the origin of life?
So Darwin's explanation of the, let's see. Darwin's explanation of the origin of life was that he said that
Everything is coming from matter, right?
yeah, everything's coming from matter. Yeah.
Right? That was his explanation of life. And what was the survival of the fittest?
That only some traits will pass on through evolution because they survive the best.
Correct, right? Right? It's an example.
Natural selection.
Natural selection, right? An example given of was like, why did the giraffe get a long neck? Right? Was it was very adaptation, right? That was his survival of the fittest theory. Okay. Okay. Sid, what is Srila Prabhupada's answers to these propositions?
So
Sid.
Prabhupada's answers. Oh, Sid.
Birthday girl can answer questions. I'll say the next one.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, she was in the flow map project.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. What was it? Right? What was Srila Prabhupada's answers? Okay, so his answer was that this
Is everybody hearing? Yes.
So his answer was that this is ridiculous because, like, he's saying that, like, the thing was that these scientists were claiming that they can create matter from nothing. Like, they can just create it by itself, right? Without using predisposed materials that nature has already provided for us. This is to think that everything only comes from matter is wrong because everything comes from
Life.
Life is given by Krishna.
Exactly.
Krishna has created everything already. The only thing that scientists are using to create things is what Krishna's already given us, the nature. You're not making anything new because we already have the materials that we need to create things like that.
Very
We're
nice.
just
Good
creating,
answer.
yeah, we're only creating things that already exist.
Correct. Like the scientists are only just taking stuff, mixing it, and then they're trying to say that they
The
produce
argument
this.
of scientists saying like everything is coming from matter. Where does that matter came from?
Where does the matter come from? Right? So Prabhu's question was, Prabhuji was sharing that even if the scientists say that they're taking matter and creating life, where did the matter come from? Right? So that is also another thing. From Krishna itself. Yeah. That's an energy of Krishna.
So
Yes,
also the scientists are basically just taking living things and trying to find their own ways, but their own ways they can't do it because that's not how life works.
Correct. Exactly. Right. So life is coming from life.
Krishna.
Yes, from Krishna. Okay. Next question. Number 6. Why is Srila Prabhupada unimpressed by the scientists making test tube babies? We'll ask Raghu Prabhu. Why was Srila Prabhupada unimpressed? Sorry. By the scientists making test tube babies? Why was he unimpressed? Yeah.
The process is happening in a natural way, but the scientists are just putting it in a test tube and just claiming that we created the
Baby, right? And mixing, which we discussed. Okay. Question number 7 to Sid. What is Srila Prabhupada's opinion on Nobel Prizes?
He thinks they're.
Did he
He's
have
pretty
a
savage about it?
Did he have a strong opinion?
He was a really strong opinion.
Strong opinion.
He basically said that
We don't repeat what he said.
no, I won't say that. No.
Sophisticated.
One of the main things is that like these awards, Nobel Prize doesn't have credibility. It doesn't. It's not credible because the stuff that it's given for, like what people have done, what it's given for, it's not valid. Like everything, like from like test tube babies or like these discoveries of like like the God particle or whatever, like all those discoveries, even though they were already established, and them like rediscovering it again, and then these Nobel Prizes being given, is that it loses its credibility. It doesn't have any credibility. And also Prabhupada like gives the example of like the animals and how if like how these discoveries and all basically at it's equivalent of gaining like the approval of animals and receiving the award from animals and not real human beings.
So, if we actually share this with people who are not Krishna conscious, right? If we actually go out and say that, oh, this scientist who just got a Nobel Peace Prize or Nobel Prize, he's not great.
Everybody will be like,
How? What will people think of us? They're crazy,
crazy.
right? So here, that's what Srila Prabhupada says that we think that they are crazy, but they think that we are crazy, right?
Out based on the
Yes, yes.
they
Point.
don't want to listen because that is the truth. They just you know
They think
evading
it's
policy.
brainwashing.
So now here is an important Hare Krishna, welcome. So here is something which is very important, right? Now we are living in this same environment, correct? We're living every day. We meet these people, right, who are not Krishna conscious. Now the point is, how do we interact with them? So that way we can actually help them to understand this, right? So this is a very important quality, and it's a very very subtle way in which we can actually share this with them. We don't want to share it in such a way that we put them off, right? We need to be able to understand where they are and then share in such a way that we leave them with a good impression, right? That's a very important piece. Okay, last question. Why do you think Srila Prabhupada is severely criticizing the scientists, Bhakti Premadaji? And what harm have their theories done to humankind?
Um, because scientists denying God, scientists denying the existence of God, and um, they are just like we said, right? They're just taking the things that given by God, combining it, changing it to something else, and getting Nobel prizes for no reason. So I mean, they are misleading the general public. Number one, because people want proofs, right? And scientist says, "Oh, I did this, and this is the proof," and they believe. So, which is misleading, and they are taking people away from God in a way, in one way. And what is the second part
That's
of the
good. Yeah,
question?
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you gave us the right points. Yes.
So the question, okay, yeah. So I think Srila Prabhupada's criticizing the scientists because, like, how Bhakti Priyamakti said, like, they're denying the existence of Krishna, and like to other people, it looks like they're just like putting like theories, even though like somewhere in the back of their mind, God or Krishna has to play a part somewhere. They're just trying to find like other ways on like how this could have happened or how this supposedly happened.
Wait, can I quickly add?
Yes. Yeah.
Like basically show the public that I'm making all these cool like different types of topics while they know that like it has to do something with the God particle or God.
Right. And then, question for Pranav is, what harm have these theories done to the humankind?
Yeah. So as we read in the beginning of the manual, just like the Mayavadi philosophy, entangled innocent beings into like this web of material, thinking that there's like no God, like nobody's,
In charge.
yeah, and like scientists, like proof is like the only way that we can know things, and God is like a theory, and so I think what um, this is just like making them, you know, thinking more into like this is true and this is not, like thinking that I don't know.
No, this perfect point. Like if you this is really good. Like if you see all across, everybody reads about the Darwin's theory, right? Right. That is what has happened, where everybody is reading this and everybody starts to believe that, right? So we come to the point of how do we actually preach? How do we actually explain to the people that this is incorrect? Right? So let us read the next paragraph. So, no, you read, right? Already. Mataji, would you like to read the next paragraph?
One should preach to relieve Lord Chaitanya's anxiety for the fallen souls. How will these Yavanas be delivered to my great unhappiness? I do not see any way. Haridas Thakur replied, my dear Lord, do not be in anxiety. Do not be unhappy to see the condition of the Yavanas in material existence. These words of Haridas Thakur are just befitting a devotee who has dedicated his life and soul to the service of the Lord. When the Lord is unhappy because of the condition of the fallen souls, the devotee consoles him, saying, my dear Lord, do not be in anxiety. This is service. Everyone should adopt the cause of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to try to relieve him from the anxiety he feels. This is actually service to the Lord. One who tries to relieve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's anxiety for the fallen souls is certainly a most dear and confidential devotee of the Lord.
So, 2 points here, right, which we just read is Krishna, he is actually looking forward that how can I help all these people who are misguided, right? And he comes personally to take us back, and he also sends multiple representatives for us to be able to hear from them and understand that actually what that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and everything is actually coming from Krishna. We are not God, but we are just covered, and we start to feel that we are the supreme, right? So that is the main point. So, any final thoughts, Lalita? What did you hear from today's section?
Well, well, scientists think that like God is like really real, and they think that they can like make humans in like labs. And I don't think that's true because I think that God is real. And
Okay, very nice. Okay, Shanti Mataji.
That we are not God and we came from a supreme personality like Krishna, and he's responsible for all things.
Yes, very nice. Mataji, I forget your name. Padma Mataji. Please share something.
Um, Everything is Krishna, and anything in this world happens with the supreme. We're all um, material, and we just um, the scientists and all, whatever they're doing or whatever we're all doing, the source is Krishna. We think that we created something or um, we started something or we invented something, but whatever we do, the source is Krishna. So,
How do we always remember that? Sometimes we forget, right? Day to day, as we are going along, right? We forget this, that actually Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Have you felt this in your past week, where you've had difficulties, right? We forget. We forget, right? We start to feel like we are the doers. Why things are not going our way, right? So how do we come back to this point? How do we remember?
We have to do our daily like activities.
Huh,
Keep
Prabhuji?
chanting.
Pray and meet the people.
Pray and meet, right? Comes back to the first point, which is devotional service. What Sid was explaining, right? What are the different ways of doing devotional service? If you're actually performing your devotional services and practices, then we will never forget. We will never forget that we are actually a spirit spark, and everything is actually happening by the will and the desire of Krishna, right? And when we know that actually everything is happening by Krishna, then don't you feel at ease already? Okay, Krishna has a plan for me, right? Krishna has a plan for me, and whatever that plan is, Krishna knows that plan is the best. It might not be according to our plan, right? Our plans have so many different plans we have. Do all your plans succeed?
No.
No.
That's where the limitations we are
Right?
talking about, scientist limitations.
Yeah.
There's application question, right? Are you convinced about the scientist limitations? Why or why not? So obviously they also have the limitations which are coming out of their desires, and Krishna is fulfilling until that desires, and there is limitation for that.
Correct. Right? They are desiring something, but actually there's something else which they deserve. Right? So that is the point. You had a point?
I just want to make like a connection. Um, so, in the last part, it said that Krishna like feels he's like missing us, and he wants us to come back to God as soon as we can. And so he sent representatives to spread the movement. And so and the Indian national motto is Satyameva Jayate, the truth shall always prevail. And every single person in the universe, whether like they're the most cruelest of people, in one life or the other, they will get attracted to the Krishna, and they'll like they will learn the truth. The truth will like never, it will never like go away. Like people, one way or another, people will find out that you know this is the only way that we can like get rid of this disease ridden world, and like live and like be somewhere where we can be
Correct. Very nice. And we can help them, right? We can help so many people around us, right? In different ways, right? When you are kids as students, when you go, right, and you see so many of your other friends, right, by your ways in which you are actually carrying yourself, right, they can actually come to you and ask you, right, why are you so always so happy, Pranav? Right? And then you can explain that I'm having prasad, right? Secret of prasad, right? Secret of devotional service, right? So the main point is that we should remember that we are not God. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. We are his energy, and we are trying to remember that we are covered by the three modes of material nature. The only way in which we can get out of these three modes is by devotional service. So, so we'll stop here. We'll do Narshinga Arti now. You want to lead the Narshinga? Okay. Yes, please. Go ahead. Can somebody set it up for him, please? Here, they'll set it up for you. Yeah. Okay, so can somebody help him out? Is this comfortable for you? Is it comfy for you? Okay, go ahead. महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमः ब्राह्मणी वैष्णवे कल्प पुण्यवतं राजन् विश्वासो न विजायते शारीरा अविद्या च तदिन्द्रियतामेका जीवे प्रले विषय सागरे परमात्मे जीवाति लोकमैसो धर्मति ताके देता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयावान प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Today is a very special day. We have Duranta's birthday. Very good.